are back for the first round, back 9 of the 46th New Zealand National Championships at Bella Raka Disc Golf Course. What an honor to be here. I am Zoe AnDyke and super excited to be on the microphone working with the MDG Media Company and an all-star card to be commentating on. There's our scores from the front 9. You can see a 3-way tie at the top.
Yeah, with you, Juliana and Hayley. Good disc golf until now.
Really good disc golf.
Pleasure to watch.
Yep. And we're on hole 10. You can't see the basket. You still can't see the basket. This is a very tight hole. You've got to, whether it's a mid-range or a fairway driver, you got to place right there on right or left of that tree, and then it's uphill to approach this basket, sitting at the top of the hill with a very tight and protected green.
Let's see. So again, different hole than the MPO, so you need to show me the way.
Yeah. So we're playing all of the blue tee pads throughout this event. Unfortunately, JK hits first available there, but she is safe. Nothing to worry about there. She'll have to make an approach. Pretty excited. I throw my signature disc, my Thought Space Mana, and I thought it actually got up so that I could see the gap. I'm a little bit short though once I get up there to realize.
But in the middle of the fairway in the end, so
happy about that. And the wind is still whipping. We've gone through some rain, a lot of sunshine. It's probably showed up 2 or 3 times throughout this first 9 holes. The wind is continuing to gain in miles per hour throughout the event. Megan just pops off a huge distance drive and actually goes a little bit long, but that's no problem. That's a good place to approach from.
And Juliana
just taking her AVR putter, trying to get up to the mouth, skips a little bit far, and there is a ditch down there, but no OB.
Yeah, is she around for the putt? She's definitely looking at the basket from there.
Definitely, yeah, she can see it clearly. But tricky footing. Just getting around the corner with my Fierce and very happy to be able to tap that one in.
Amazing. That's, I think, the 3rd time you're in that kind of position to throw the disc on this round. Not easy.
And just an approach here for Megan. Also in the best shape ever, right underneath the bucket. And you can't really see her feet, but Juliana is down in that ditch, and it's a really tough stance. You could tell how much it threw her off, and she got the bad roll away. It's really protected over there. You can't even see the basket. She still gives it the run, though. What a champ. So I'm just tapping in, kind of keeping the pace of play while all the players get up there.
Double bogey for Juliana. Yeah, bad reaction on the tree, the 3rd shot.
And both Megan and myself and Hayley tapping in for the pars. And there's a bit of a stroke swing there. Juliana gained 2 strokes just in that hole from Hayley and I, so she is in 3rd place while we are at tied 1st.
And here we go on hole 11, the hard one.
The hard one is a great way to describe this, and we are so lucky. We get this par 4, 364 feet, 111 meters. It is not the same basket as the men. In fact, they're like from this point looking straight up the hill, whereas we get to take a right-hand turn and go down the hill. Seriously, a super stellar benefit to us, but looking behind the basket, there is a marked OB ditch. Anything beyond that, gonna be a stroke penalty. So you gotta know the green, you gotta study this entire course. I can't imagine what it would be like to play this course blind.
So hard.
So I'm just taking a mid-range here. I got my Pathfinder. I finish a little early and left, but I'm pretty happy to get that far up the fairway. This is a very tight, narrow fairway.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, a bit early.
Yeah, just a little early, but she's on the edge. At least she can step out, hopefully, and see what she's trying to throw at. Super easy to get caught up in that corner.
Oh. Late.
And I can't help but think watching Hayley's drive right before that may have influenced her to try to pull it a little bit wider.
Yeah, possibly.
Juliana looking to bounce back after the last hole. Well done, and gets the ground action. She's just a little in front of my disc and has a clear view for her approach. And see, I gotta give her props. Megan pitches out to the fairway. If she would have tried to pull something off right there, a lot could have gone wrong. That was a good golf play.
Smart. Wise play. And Hayley in position to save the par from there, I guess?
Yes. Oh, and just a little early and high release. I think she was hoping for that height to dump it down, but it didn't quite make the corner. Lining up this turnover putter shot, and I wanted more turn. I get redirected by the tree, but still quite a ways from the basket.
Oh, a bit shy.
Again, hard luck when she's just trying to pitch to the fairway. Watch this. Beautiful turnover. Goes a little bit past the basket, but lands perfectly safe because it's a putter. JK's in great shape.
Yeah, you were talking about, you know, those straight up shots that she loves. It's amazing to watch. Good control.
And Hayley makes it to the base, but I believe she's out in circle 2 still with Obi behind the basket. And just tough getting down to access the green for Megan. She's sure taking some tree hits. And here I am for my birdie. Just a little too much effort. Just a little bit high. It almost landed. I'm okay with that for the tap-in par.
Yeah, you look dialed from C2.
That's my favorite putt. Oh, I wanted to see that one go in for Megan. It was just the top of the cage. She'll have a tap-in.
Oh.
Ooh, Hayley also strong on that putt, but she stayed in bounds was the most important part.
The aggressive bid. Confidence.
Yep, and Juliana sinks the birdie to claw one stroke back. She's only one back from Hayley and myself. That was a good hole. Good bounce back from the previous hole.
And Hayley is going to take a bogey on this one.
Yep.
So now it's a one-way lead.
That's right. And an unfortunate triple for Megan there. Just such a tough hole. We saw some big numbers throughout the weekend on that.
Yeah, I remember that.
On to hole 12. The females get the par 3, 308 feet, 94 meters. The basket is on the left side around the corner here. You can see the entire right side of the fairway is lined with out of bounds. It's the red flags, kind of in line with those wooden posts. And then a really tough green to access unless you've stayed out wide to the right. Anything left should really just be a pitch up because you can't access it with that tree in front. So, grabbing scores real quick. And we can feel that the wind and the rain seem like they're creeping up again. And she beats the tree, which really, that's the one thing that you have to beat for the drive is that tree placed in the middle. It's kind of the catch-all zone. And then, of course, OB is road and beyond, so you got to keep it on the left-hand side.
Distant driver in your hand?
Yeah. It accidentally fell right out before I threw it.
But in an okay position.
Yeah, I'm still safe. I'm still inside. Probably just going to be pitch up from there. Hayley had some of the same trouble, but had a flippier disc. Oh, and gets caught up by the tree.
So nobody's really going for the basket here?
Well, I think in an ideal situation, we all are really trying to drive it to at least circle 2 or in the circle to get the putt, but it's so tricky to land it. You can see that almost slope down to the left-hand side. It creates a lot of danger. You've got to really land it in a small area. Yeah, you can see I'm taking an overstable approach disc with the zone here. Mm-hmm. Oh boy, barely keeping it in bounds, but I'm close to the basket.
Should be a manageable par.
Mm-hmm. And a good approach there from Megan, even though she was in a difficult spot in the trees.
Yeah.
Perfect golf. Laying up underneath the pin for Juliana. Little tap in. Nice easy par.
No worries there. Yeah, just Hayley with a tougher, but yes.
Oh yes, it stays in. It was right hand side, but just enough chains to catch it.
Good one. Yep, so 3 and a 4th bar.
And really wasn't that often that we would card the All-Star 3 or Star Par frame or whatever you want to call it. It was pretty rare that we all got the same score on a hole, so that was one of those minorly celebrated times throughout the event. So hole 13 here, it's super fun. It's a par 3, 194 feet, downhill the entire way. 59 meters, and you can see this is like a drawn-up dream. You got a backstop behind the basket. There's no reason not to do the ace run. It's a completely good play. You just have to nail the line. Oh, by the way, the line is pretty small. You can't be off to the right. You certainly don't want a hyzer left. Pretty much throwing it mostly straight with a little bit of left fade. No real danger here from our pad though, no out of bounds. Great shot for Juliana, she's pin high in the circle.
I thought it was a late release, but...
so did we, but it ends up awesome. And the reins are back in action with us. I'm just barely low enough. I clipped some tree just at the end, and I thought that was a good release, but that's how tricky that kind of fall line is for the disc.
A bit too high?
Yeah.
Ooh.
And she knew it right out of her hand. Super disappointed. She just pulled it over. A bit understable and catches the trees. And this was just a little bit early release, opposite of Hayley's. Goes off to the left. I know that there's not a lot to look at unless you're in the center of the fairway. Hayley was lucky enough to trickle left of the mouth, or right of the mouth, sorry. Hits the pole, gets a little action off of it, but that's super close for the putt. Yeah, you can see Megan's extended all the way out and just trying to punch through with the forehand. She's deep in the circle here. I'm excited. I get the opportunity for a jump putt. Always makes me happy. Just in. Oh my gosh.
Dead center.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. I thought that one was going to be high, but love seeing those Circle 2 stats get boosted. And a nice putt for Megan there.
Yeah, good save.
A great save.
You know, do you feel more pressure when you need to save a bogey? When you need to save a par?
Yeah, it's always way more exciting to be giving it your all for the birdie. But when you have to give it your all and save the par, the pressure is, man, quadrupled.
That's what we need to work on, you know, every disc golfer in the end, managing the pressure.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And we are back in action on hole 14. Super tricky. Even though it looks like it's a big wide open fairway, there's a lot to study and dissect and figure out your play. So lining the entire left side, there's going to be flagged OB to separate the fairways from that earlier signature hole. And then actually, this is an island green, and you must land the island or else you proceed to the drop zone, and you have to continue to throw from the drop zone unless you land it. So Juliana throws a driver here and gets some good action on it. She's asking for it to sit down, don't go too far left, and she lands it good. In times like these with a lot of wind, if you're gonna throw a driver, which I am, you gotta keep it low. I did not do that. But
you caught some branches on the right side?
Yeah, I did, so I'm safe in the fairway. I like this play by Hayley. She leans into it, keeps it medium height, perfectly in the middle of the fairway.
Good
nice
control.
And safe, yeah.
Megan with the fairway driver also.
Mm-hmm. Playing some turnover, but it's kind of high. Get down. Dang it. Just barely trickles out of bounds.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so I was trying to lay this up. It was not the best attempt because of how high I put it in the air. I actually still think it's safe at this point. I have to walk up to realize it's out of bounds.
Oh, bummer.
And we all think Hayley's shot is good at that point. It's really difficult to tell where the island starts and stops.
Oh.
Yeah, that was sawed off a little early, high, and it's in the bamboo.
Yeah, misrelease for Megan. Is she out of bounds on that right side?
I think...
Not even sure.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I think this one... What? No. Actually, I think that one's just deep in the bamboo, which is safe, believe it or not. As long as you have made those flags, they go infinitely into the bamboo forest. Stoked, even though I'm not happy about the OB, I land nicely, close to the basket.
Okay,
yeah, so Megan actually was short and out of bounds, but this one may have made it in. Yeah, she's too close to the basket not to be in bounds. It's just difficult in there. Now, we thought this was perfect. I mean, we thought she was running basket and no way did she go deep, but ultimately she did go out of bounds. We don't know it yet. And Juliana is right there next to the pin. So I actually had to run up. I'm deep of the basket trying to check out where Hayley's disc is. We realized she's out, so she's got to go again from the drop zone. We thought that was good, but then the ground action doesn't do her any favors. She's got to take a third drop zone shot. And this one, fortunately, lands on the island.
Ah, good line.
Yeah, very good line. You can see the wind. It was a tailwind for her. Just drops it right before the basket. Oh, left side chain out. Almost.
Yeah, not the worst bid. Double.
Unfortunate double there, especially with the errant layup. But you got to just kind of chalk it up and move on. Dang it, another short putt.
Yeah, and it's not a... I think it's... how to call that? 6 over the par?
Yeah, maybe quintuple bogey, but either way, five extra strokes that no one wanted to see on her scorecard. Also, Megan taking a 7. When you see any kind of big numbers like that, it's really hard to mentally stay in it and finish the round with positive attitude and good spirits. And I have to shout out Hayley and Megan for really keeping it positive and solid to finish these last couple of holes. The wind is whipping, it's crazy conditions, and now you've just taken a big number. Falling back, hole 15, it's a par 3, 276 feet, 84 meters, and check this out right here is an OB Creek. That little bridge is also out of bounds. We saw folks land there during the practice round. So you either have to make the decision to throw a slower speed short or run it, but there's danger on the right hand side. The creek is also OB right. I love this play. Juliana throwing a fairway, I believe, or a driver there, and the wind just kind of knocked it down. I'm throwing my signature mana, hoping to stay just a little bit short of the OB Creek. I got some good turn on it, and the wind helped, and a little bit of tailwind pushing it. And that's pretty proper. You know, I would have loved to get a little closer, but I'm happy there.
Good shot in the fairway. C2 look.
If you've got the forehand, I love the play. Unfortunately, she threw it into the ground. Easy to see why it happened with all the wind.
But good reaction, good groundwork.
And Hayley's hoping for some turn, but she actually, comes down early enough so that there's no trouble there. Anything further into those trees is either out of bounds or just absolutely no access to the basket. What a lucky shot. We're super stoked to see it.
Jump over the OB. It should be a par for Hayley. Oh.
And just a little bit left and long, but still an open view of the basket.
Just before.
Yeah, just pitching it up safe. And I remember stepping up to this, really feeling the wind on my face, trying to read it correctly. Let's go. Getting on the board with another big circle 2 putt. Those are my favorite thing. Give the basket a little love tap and I'm out of there.
Wow. Another C2. You should teach me, huh? Anytime.
Putting is a language I like to speak, a look I like to have on my face, and a positive mindset I like to keep in the brain. Good putt for Juliana there.
Yeah, good cleanup. Megan for bogey. Oh, good catch.
And a beautiful catch. Yeah, high right side. Really wouldn't plan on going in on these baskets. They're tooled so perfectly, but that was awesome that she gets the catch.
What a putt, huh?
On to hole 16, par 3. It's only 253 feet, 77 meters, but provides its own trickery, if you will. You've got to cross over the OB on this beautiful metal structure here. This hole is known because of this structure as the Hypocrite. You have to travel to New Zealand and actually hear the story from Simon himself to understand why this hole is named the Hypocrite. But for now, just throw your best turnover and land it. Stoked. My signature mana does the job again. Actually goes a little farther than I planned on it going, but I've got a birdie putt there.
Amazing shot. Again. It looks good also.
understable, I believe, fairway for Juliana, and she's either just in circle 2 or at the back of circle 1, so there's an opportunity for the birdie. And Hayley kept it low, trying to access that bigger opening, but it was just a bit too low.
OB?
Well, we all thought so, but I think she actually, it's strung down below there with flags, and I believe she ends up safe now. Yeah, she's taking it from there, so lucky break there for Hayley. She's just got to get up there. Might have been a little frazzled about the missed tee shot, so she's going to have a big putt to make. I love that play. It's like she was riding the wind all the way to the basket.
Yeah, good up shot.
Hayley is so good at distance putting. Every single time I see her, you know, in that similar position, I'm thinking she's going to make it.
Oh.
Excellent effort by Juliana, just a little bit strong. She's going to have a small comebacker. And I remember my jaw just kind of on the ground for a second. I missed the basket completely. I'm not sure what happened there. Dang it. So you can see a little bit of the putting woes here for our entire card. Let us in the basket. There we go.
Nice.
And here is Megan tapping it in. Pretty excited to see that par. You know, she played that hole pretty well. Tapping in. And same for Juliana, but she will take the bogey. So she's only one back of me. And unfortunately, due to that hole 14, Hayley is now 7 back.
Yeah,
all right.
She was in a good shape until this hole.
Yep.
Unfortunate.
Only 2 to go. Now this is kind of in its own way an outright another signature. It lines the driveway in the entrance of Bella Rocca. Hole 17 is a very narrow fairway, OB strung all along the right, and just on the left side of the tree line on the left is also OB. So very narrow landing strip, and even if you do land it inbounds on the left hand side, you have trees to contend with if you're over there. You've got to hit the center of this fairway.
First on the tee.
And I might be getting a little bit hungry at this point.
Oops.
Yeah, a little high. I'm thinking, okay, we're safe there. No big deal. Let's just get up this fairway. Get to the end of this round. Great shot. Juliana again showing us experience and confidence, keeping it low out of the wind and getting well up the fairway. And this was a little bit higher than Hayley meant to release it. And she did catch the tree branches, but she lands in the middle safe.
Oh, when we missed Megan's shot. Oh no. Did we? I think so.
And somehow, it was like my disc was magnetic towards the ground there. It just didn't go very far. Again, maybe getting a little hungry.
Yeah, it's a par 5. You can still manage to make the par, so.
Yep, and that's what I'm thinking in my head. Okay, 2 errant shots, still time to get up and down.
Oh, she's going
over the out of bounds. Yeah, it's dangerous. And she already escaped OB in the first drive. So again, she gets inbounds there, and it's good for her second shot. Bummer. I still am not quite up to the mouth after 3 shots.
You're still smiling.
Yes, always. Juliana, I think was mostly going for the layup there. She gets clipped down by the tree. I remember thinking that was probably a good hit so it didn't stay out of bounds in the road. And just still need some food. You can see I'm like, what is going on?
And Hayden was carrying you?
Yeah.
For the whole tournament?
No, for the first 2 rounds actually. But then he's the owner of a local store called Disc Golf Shop.
Yeah.
And one of his sponsored team players actually comes to caddy for me in round 3 and 4.
Okay.
Hayley getting up and over when she had no view of the basket. She's now back in the fairway. And just an upshot, you know, keeping it low. She's approaching the basket. Not super close, but not far. And I'm up there left of the basket. Man, after all that work, never an OB stroke, but 5 strokes to get up there.
So it will be a bogey putt.
Mm-hmm. That disc holds on to the edge, which was good. The wind is whipping. Just laying it up right to the base of the pin. Yeah, unfortunate there, but you got to take your medicine and play a good golf shot. A pitch out is a great choice sometimes. I liked that. She gave that a soft bid there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with the slight downhill slope. Bit dangerous from his spot, her spot, and good save.
Yeah.
Good bogey save though, but
very happy though. It wouldn't have been super cool if I would have missed that one. Just chipping up the fairway. And a nice par there for Hayley. Par for Juliana.
And Megan was out of bounds on the first shot? That's what you meant?
No.
She was close for it.
Right, yeah. She just had to take some extra strokes in pitching out.
Yeah, okay.
So here we are to this cool finale hole on 18. It's an island green. For the females, we've got a much closer tee pad at 220 feet, 67 meters. And we call this Trailer's Graveyard. You can see on the right and left, there's 2 old trailers that have come here to die. And the flags are strung just inside of there. It's almost like a big figure 8, but there's kind of an awkward shape, and it gets skinny in the middle there, the landing zone. Juliana with her AVR putter, pretty much straight at the basket, and just lands it right beside it, or to the right of it, inside of the OB, or safe of the OB, so she's good.
Good shot.
Mm-hmm.
Inside the circle for the bird. The more hyzer line for Hayley. Oh, looks good.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I do believe that was a good shot for Hayley.
Straight shot for you also.
Yeah, I'm throwing.
Confidence, amazing.
Yeah, and I kind of liked that short left side. All weekend I was over there. And I love this play, kind of spiky hyzer. It lands and sticks, and we're all safe.
Let's go.
First up to finish. Oh, it looked so good. Just a little shy for Megan. The wind is whipping in Hayley's face. Super tough to commit to that when the OB, it could have carried just behind OB. I got really low, read the wind right, and man, was that a satisfying birdie.
Oh.
Again, that's a tough putt just because of the wind in the face. Juliana cards the par. And tap-ins for both card mates with the par. I'll take the solo birdie and the outright lead for round 1. Whoa, what a day and conditions at Bella.
Yeah, it changed a lot, like rain, sun. It was windy also.
So much so. Yeah, Juliana at +2, just 1 behind me. Hayley at +9, Megan at 16. So we will actually see Echo Lee on the second round, top card. You can see the excitement here. All of us having a good time down in New Zealand at the Tour Down Under. If you haven't been here, you gotta get your plane tickets and get down here, folks.
Yes, let's do this, huh? And thank you again for commenting with me. And thank you for watching, everybody. And let's see you on the second round. Have a nice one.